Hello all, welcome to ISRK's Walk the Talk show, and this is our fourth episode, and we are at Yonsei University. It's one of the pillars in South Korean education system, along with Seoul National University and Korea University. They have always been on the top list of the universities go to for the Korean students as well as international students. So today we are going to do this Walk the Talk show with one of our close friends. So stay tuned, and we will get back to you there itself. Ashutosh, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And so this is, I hope this is your first Walk the Talk, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, thank you for joining us for this Walk the Talk show, and thank you for taking your time.
Okay. Thank you.
And I would like to know, like, how do you feel about Yonsei University, or in general about Korea?
It's a good experience because being a part of world-class university, it's always be a fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Korean culture is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Means I can very easily say that it's a bit similar to our Indian culture because the people are very humble, calm, and they respect a lot to each other. So it's a very familiar culture with India. So I'm not that much differentiated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask, like, because you came during the COVID time, right? So what was the difficulty that you were facing, first of all, coming to Korea, and also, like, when you were in India applying to different university abroad, because you were also, I heard, like, you were also trying to apply on different universities. So what was the actual difficulty that you faced, and how do you can you share that experience with us?
Yeah, sure. When I was in India, because this is not my primary dream. So after completing my masters, I joined SS Major Private Limited company, which have a collaboration with CSIR IIT. So I worked there, and that time I get some confidence about to doing PhD because it has a good scope. So I asked my professors and my colleagues what to do, because I have a technical background. So I have two options: doing PhD or doing private job. So everyone suggested me doing PhD will be great, because after PhD you can go either academics or in industry. Yeah. So I thought having a good degree will be always a good point. So I switched on the PhD. So primarily I was searching a good institute in India, but I would like to thank Professor Sri Ashok Pandey sir, who suggested me to do PhD from abroad. So I'm here just because of him, because he supported me a lot throughout my application and throughout my career as well. So from there I first applied for the Canada, and I got selected over there with a good scholarship as well. So due to some technical issues, I got rejected my visa. So first I got rejected, then pandemic hit our country in February.
Yeah.
So from February to October there was no application and not any chance to go Canada. So my professor suggested me, then we will see another institutes. So we applied here with consent with the professor, and the professor are interested to take me in. So he gave me our consent. Then I start application procedure throughout the portal. So during application process, it's a prestigious institute, so the requirement of this institute will be high as well. So for Canada, I appeared for TOEFL and IELTS both. So I have that two scorecards. So and I published some papers throughout my masters and during our job. So my profile was bit okay for that university. So that helps me a lot, means my profile and the papers and this academic stuff. So I applied, and after application I thought after 1 month they called me for interview. And after interview in December they posted our result on the internet. Then I got selected. After selection, about 1 month, means in February, I have to submit fee and some all the things, means our extra works related to the university, and then everything get completed, then we have to apply for the visa.
I see. So coming to the point, like you said, your professor was really influential in helping you out, in actually telling you that you should get a PhD degree and you should take your career in that route, whether it is industry or academics. So the first application you went for Canada, but due to some technical issues, you were not able to get the visa. So how was your first impression when you applied for Yonsei, or how did you get that, okay, Yonsei is a good university? Did you go through the professor's profile, or did somebody recommend you, like your own professor, or how did you get into that?
Both. First, a professor recommended me, and then I visited the profile of our professor. So it's a good, means it's a very high impactful professor, means their group is very large and they are working on a hydrogen production, so it's a very impressive, means the professor is very impressive, and he is also very kind and supportive for the students. So whenever I contacted, means when I mailed regarding any queries and anything, he respond within an hour, and means whenever he has time, they respond.
So, so when you tried to when you contacted him and when you came here, so so the first every issue is the scholarship, right? So about the scholarship, so when you talked with him, so how was he about the scholarships that he wanted to give? So he asked you to apply the scholarship in the Yonsei universities, or he asked you to apply the general scholarship like Global Korea Scholarship or something like that?
My professor suggested me to apply the scholarship, the scholarship in Yonsei portal. So I checked throughout the portal, and I found the outstanding international student scholarship. And my profile was quite okay for that scholarship, and I applied through the portal, and I got selected for it.
So so you got selected for the Yonsei International Scholarship. So apart from the international scholarship, are there any more scholarships that Yonsei offers, or is it very general that only Yonsei will offer one international scholarship for everyone?
No, it has 3 categories: outstanding international scholarship 1, 2 and 3. So that all are different in the mean of their privilege, means how much you get, means someone have a limited offer and someone have more.
I see.
So it's totally depends on your outcome, means what how much you have experience and how your profile is.
I see.
They provide that scholarship on the basis of that.
So but it also, the scholarships also also depends on the professor's recommendation, right? No?
First your profile, then professor recommendation.
Then
I
professor
think. Without having no profile, professor can't help you, because they have their criteria. They asked for work experience, they ask for the research and publication, they ask for the IELTS score. If you do not meet any criteria, then how professor will recommend you?
So recently a lot of universities in Korea have been recommending about the IELTS score, right? And do you think it's because they want to put their stamp on what you say global, means global universities? Because now every global universities is what you say is dependent, it's actually asking for a good English score. Because if you say take the master studies or doctoral study, everywhere you have to publish a paper. And your communication should be really good. So when we lot of students, means my seniors and even myself, when we applied it, we what you say we were focused, or we were told that the IELTS score or TOEFL score was not that important, but nowadays it has become somewhat more important. So is it because, like, do you think that Korea is trying to accommodate more and more English speaking students for improving their their overall acceptability? So what is your idea about it?
I think it's a primary need, because just like it's not an English speaking country.
Yes.
So if you are good in a intermediate language, means like they speak English, you speak English, then it will be a good communication.
Okay.
If you do not good in English, then how you communicate with the native people? Because here everything like administration, office, and everywhere if you want to go, they speak only English, either Korean or English.
Okay.
So if you are not good in English, then how you communicate with them?
I
So
see.
you will face a good, means lot of difficulties, means with related to the communication.
So this I
So-
have to talk to my viewers. Sorry,
Yeah.
interrupting. I have to talk to my viewers about that. That recently IELTS, TOEFL has become a very important criteria in any scholarship that you want to take in any of the universities in Korea. So there was a message from the Ministry of Education that a lot of students, whoever the students who are coming to Korea, international students, they have to have certain, they have to take certain English certification examinations, and that should be the primary criteria, which from my perspective is a very good initiative, so that you get a good students really who can communicate well, as well as it will also put the other professors in Korea in a very good position to take the students, because they don't have to worry about that communication part, where they can actually talk to their own students, that is Korean students, and help them to increase their standard. So it's a very good way to make a bridge among the international students and the Korean students, which was previously not there. So coming to backing on that point, I have one more question regarding the general work culture here. So you have started the you have worked in different institutes in India, right?
Yeah.
In CSIR you have worked, and you have different. If I am correct, you have dealt with different professors.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, when you come here, and I know that professor to professor are different,
Yeah, sure.
but the work culture, the research culture itself, do you think there is it has helped you improve a lot in adjusting here, or do you think it's a completely new scenario?
I think I can say it helped me a lot, because having a diverse experience, you will get a good experience. And if you have a good experience, then you can deal person very precisely.
Okay.
If you are a student, means a freshman, and you come here, then you face some difficulties.
Yes.
And if you previously worked somewhere else, then you know how to interact with your colleague, how to interact with your professor, how to manage the work, because here we have to do everything by ourselves. No one will help you related to the basic things. So having a work experience will be great.
Will be great.
Yeah.
And it will also help you to improve, adjust with that with the new research lab, or
Yeah, sure, definitely it will help.
But this is about the work. But when you go out of the lab, means then you are a normal guy, right? Or you, who is actually not a PhD student or any other. So in that case, how do you find the enjoyment or recreational activities in Korea?
Actually, it's only 1 month. My 1 month is getting completed, so I am not spend that much time outside the campus or outside of my room. Actually, it's a pandemic situation as well, so we have to take care of ourselves. And I am not that much aware with the rules and regulations, so that's why I am avoiding to get involved in any public activities. So
Okay.
slowly I will learn the culture and then get involved in these things.
But I have to also ask one more thing about is that when you are actually interacting with your professors and having the meetings with professor, so first of all, usually in a lot of Korean labs they have meetings in Korean.
Yeah.
And how it is your lab? It's in English or Korean first?
My professor is very open-minded.
Okay.
So when he interacting with the Korean person, means the mean of their communication with only Korean students, then he communicate only in Korean.
Okay.
So just like we, if you are frankly speaking, then we communicate in Hindi.
Yes.
And we have to talk with any international, then we talk in English.
Yes.
So that's why my professor do the same thing. If
Okay.
they have communicate any information to me, then he speak in English, and if he want to communicate any information to the Korean student, then he communicate directly in Korean.
I see.
I think it's a good way of communication, because the understanding of the things, means what they want to communicate, that will happen only in native.
Yes,
Yeah,
that will only happen in native. So in that scenario itself, means they try to make you comfortable as well as the other students also comfortable.
Yeah.
But when you are interacting with the Korean lab students, because then there will be a little bit of what you say lag of communication,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because because even though you are speaking in English, it may not be that easier for them to what you say accommodate all the information that you are telling, and it would take time for that. So just in that case, do you feel that okay, means I need to improve a lot, or I need to learn the language, or do you think that no, it's fine, means we can communicate this well? So just from your perspective, do you think you at the present it would be better to learn the Korean language?
Yeah, it will be advantageous.
Okay.
Means I think if you learn the Korean language or native language, it will be advantage for you. And having a good English communication, it's okay, not that much fine, but it's okay. You can fulfill your needs only,
Okay.
but you cannot enjoy that much. If you learn the Korean language, then you can enjoy your life, and you can enjoy your lab, the group of Korean people.
Okay.
So it will be great if you learn the Korean language, and it's a good thing if you have a diverse knowledge of the language.
Yes, it's always a good
Yeah.
thing to have. So does Yonsei University provide the language courses for the students who have joined here?
Yeah.
They do
Sure.
provide.
Yeah, they provide. Yeah.
They do provide it. And is it included in their coursework, or you have to take it separately?
You have to take separately.
You have to take it separately. So did your professor recommend for it?
Yeah.
Okay, he did recommend it for. So I have one more question regarding the general style of working. So when we are in India, we have a different style of working in the research labs.
Yeah.
But in Korea, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I would say that they have a very strong work culture. How do you feel about that change when you came from India to here?
In comparison, I think the comparing two countries is not a good first, because they have their own cultures, and in Korea we can say the work culture is good, because no one can interfere in your work, and if you need any help, they come. First you have to ask them. Means greeting is very important here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first you have to go, greet him and ask him politely. If they have time, then they will help you. But in our India, we
It's
can
more of a relaxed life.
yeah, relaxed. Yeah, you can ask anyone and they will help you.
But also the thing is that in Korea they have more they give more importance to punctuality and discipline.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
They have a very strong sense of discipline in their life, not only in their life, in their especially in their work culture. Like if they say that you have to come at 9, you should be at 9, and 9 to 6 is their criteria, whether you are in anywhere in Korea. Like so the like I know, like in a lot of research labs they have like 9 to 6 that you have to come at 9, and you can only leave after 6. So that in one way it is a really good way, because it kind of make you punctual. But at the other in the other way around, because you are a researcher, you cannot put your time limit between 9 to 6, because sometimes when you are doing research, you kind of take so much time to get a result that 9 to 6 doesn't fit into your criteria. So do you think in future it would be better that if they have a relaxed time?
Having a time gap means just like they decide, they allow you a domain to work in that time gap, means like 9 to 6. It's a good, because punctuality is very good for your productivity. If you are punctual and dedicated, then your productivity will be high. And if you come in morning 9 and go to the 6, then you have a lot of time to do your own stuff. If you want to cook, if you want to enjoy everything, you have a lot of time. Apart from this, if I just take an example, if you wake up in the morning at 10:30 or 11, how much time you have, means how much daylight you have.
Yes, that's true.
It's very little amount, means 11 to 6.
Yeah.
So that you decreased your time limits. So early morning will be always good, and the discipline is always best.
Discipline is always the best.
Best thing, and it will provide you good time to work your, means being a part of research. So I think early come means
early to come and early.
Yeah.
So anyhow, thank you for joining us,
Okay.
and you have been really great host.
Okay.
And I hope we will meet again for
Sure.
another walk the talk or another interview shows.
Okay, fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
This was our ISRK Walk the Talk show 4th episode, and we had Ashutosh with us, and we will be bringing new episode next time of Korea University. So stay tuned and please subscribe, and thank you very much.